Hello everybody, Rick here, and we're down at the barn today, and I'm going to put together for you guys one of the best deer roasts that you'll ever have, and I pretty much guarantee this. The roast we're going to use here is a neck roast. It's often an underlooked piece of meat on the deer. A lot of times it's just skinned out and ground up. And this one here is off of a doe that we shot in 2023. These things are freezer wrapped, double wrapped, and all that, and I guarantee you it'll still be fresh. I've got me some yellow potatoes here. It doesn't really matter whether you use yellow potatoes, red potatoes, or russet potatoes. They're all good. Got me some celery. Some baby carrots. I like the baby carrots a lot. Just dump them in. An onion, 4 cans of beef broth, and then this is the trick here: is your au juice, gravy mix, ranch seasoning, brown gravy, some Italian season, and then I throw in an extra bouillon cube. The one thing this will not lack is flavor. I'm telling you, you're really going to like this. So with that, I'm going to go on and do my potatoes first. I like to put a bed of potatoes down on the crock pot first, and then I'm going to set my meat on top of it. What's also going to be an added bonus to this video is not just preparing the roast, but we're going to can it. We're going to can it for some later use. I got one pretty big size yellow potato and 4 others. I'll do the big one first and see what that gets me. I think that's plenty enough potatoes there. Like I said, I'm going to go on and throw them in the bottom of my crock pot. Throw a little salt on top of them. A little bit of pepper. These seasoning packs are going to have plenty of seasoning, but you got to have some salt and pepper on your potatoes. Next, I'm going to set the roast inside. If you don't have a vacuum sealer for your meat when you process and stuff like that, you definitely want to double wrap your meat. Good size roast there. Set that right there in the middle. Next, I'm going to cut me up some onion. Now, those who have been following the channel before, you know the wife, she's allergic to fresh onions. There's not much chance she's going to eat any of the deer roast anyway. Although I tried my best to convince her that she's really going to like it, but we're just going to have to wait until the time and the need comes for it. Can't have too much onion. And I like big chunks of onion in there. It don't have to be finely chopped. Okay, let's go with celery next. I think 4 pieces ought to do. Your celery will cook down. If you have big pieces, you can split them in half and then cut them, but for the most part it's going to cook down anyway. We're going to follow that up with some carrots. Put about a half a bag in there. And then our juices. What I'm going to do with all them is I'm going to pre-mix everything. Another gravy that's good with this is the mushroom gravy. There's your al juice. Sometimes I'll use al juice, sometimes I use mushroom gravy. Both of them are excellent for taste. Ranch. Now when you're canning stew, canning meat and stuff like that, you don't want to put a thickener in there, but I find that this brown gravy mix isn't. It's going to be plenty juicy, and if it is a little bit too thick, just add some water to it, because you need your stew and soups and stuff like that to be a little wet, a little on the thin side, so that they don't expand inside the jar and blow your jar up when you're canning. I'm going to do a little dry mix here first. Get all them seasons blend up together. And once that, I will pour some beef broth in there. The bouillon cube isn't going to dissolve in this right now, but it will when it cooks. When it gets in there cooking, it'll dissolve. Just mix this up until you got a little bit of a slurry. That should be good. Pour it on top of your roast. Put your other 2 cans of broth in there. And that's it. That's it. We already got her on low. And we're going to let it set that way for 8 hours. So we'll come back and see you in 8 hours. It's been 8 hours on the roast now. So what I'm going to do now is try to pull it out here and debone it. Let's see what we're looking at. Okay, a little bit of meat left on here, but pretty much got her all deboned. What I'm going to do now is chop it up a little bit more. Give her a good mix here. And there you go. Deer roast from the neck. We're going to turn this down to warm, let it cool down just a little bit, and then I'll get it ready for canning. From here I'll end up taking it up to the house. For those that you've been wondering, I got me a barn cat here, and she's having a blast. Yeah, she likes it when Pops is down here at the barn. Well, we're up here in the kitchen, and I've got everything set out ready to go. I've got the deer roast in the crock pot ready to jar. Got my jars all washed and clean, my rings ready, my lids, and got the 3 quarts of water in my pressure canner, getting it warmed up, and I'm ready to start uh, filling the jars. Okay, we're gonna start off with some wide mouth jars. It really doesn't matter whether it's wide mouth or regular mouth. The roast and stew I have here is plenty small enough pieces to where it'll go through, but I'm going to do my wide mouths just the same. When you fill your jars, you want to try to get at least 3/4 of them with the product, and then fill the rest up with your broth. It gives a little bit of room for them for expansion if need be. Big old piece of neck bone there. I'm not sure how many quarts I'm going to end up with, simply because I don't remember. I don't know what size this slow cooker is, how many quarts it is. But if I'm getting 3 to 4, I'm happy. What doesn't fill up a jar, I'll eat for lunch. I think that about does it. I've got enough here for a good meal, so I'm going to save that. So I've got another pot over here, a pan, I stopped at Moonlight Barbecue Inn there in Owensboro on the way back from the deer camp. I picked me up a gallon of burgoo. I've already gotten into some of it, but I thought I might try to. Usually I end up freezing it and then forgetting about it. The old lost in the freezer type stuff. So I'm going to try to can some Moonlight burgoo. I'm going to be extremely disappointed if this doesn't come out. And if you ever stopped and bought burgoo from Moonlight, you'll understand why. Number one, it's absolutely delicious. Number two, it's not cheap. Now with this, I'm only going to do 3 quarts because I'm definitely saving some for a lunch later on. Some of you might wonder too, if I'm the only one that's going to be eating the deer roast, why am I packing it in a quart jar and not a pint? Because a pint will definitely be enough for me to eat, but a quart gives me lunch the next day. And I'm very, very good about packing my lunch instead of going out and eating every day. And like I said, I know I'm only going to get 3 quarts out of this. This is something new to me, putting canned foods in the pantry on a shelf. But trust me, I've read enough and I've watched enough to know that if it wasn't safe, people wouldn't be out there doing it. And there's some YouTubers I follow on canning, Gilbrook Farms being my main source. That girl does a lot of research and goes by the guidelines, and if anybody's going to steer you right, it's going to be her. What's going to be neat is of course I'll be able to tell the difference, but my deer roast is all in wide mouth and the burgoo just happened to be in regular mouth. What's also good is this pressure canner holds 7 quarts. One thing you do on your lids, just make sure you don't over tighten them. Finger tight is all they need, and I know sometimes it doesn't fall in the common sense category, but trust me, if you over tighten them, you'll know. Got all our lids on. Now we'll let this set here until it starts to steaming. Once we get a constant steam of 10 minutes, then we'll put our weights on. We're going to go with 10 pounds of weight because of the elevation. We're under 1,000 feet, and also we're going to be canning for 75 minutes. 10 pounds of pressure, 75 minutes. That's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to put the rest of this in a jar just for ease of storage in the fridge. It was extremely hot. From the looks of my slow cooker crock pot there, I've got a 5-quart crock pot. Okay, I'll check back in with you once I get my 10 minutes of steam. Our steam's been going on almost 10 minutes now. A couple seconds here, it'll be our 10-minute mark. Got all my pots and pans cleared. Okay, there's your 10 minutes. We'll go and put our weight on. We know it's under pressure now because our little lever here is lifted up. And what's the things you want to look at? A lot of people are scared of pressure cookers. They're just afraid they'll blow up. They're afraid of instant pots, because it, in a sense, is a pressure cooker. It is a pressure cooker. Um, but I tell you, there's the Blue Book tells you everything you need to know about pressure cooking, canning. Well, you can cook and can, but pressure canning. Um, the U.S. Department of Agriculture's got a website out there about canning, the right right times for the certain product for certain elevations, and the the canner itself has instructions. I use the booklet on our canner probably more than I do of anything, because it's like I'm using the booklet that comes with the canner that I'm using. And the one thing that this thing has, if let's say it's overpressured and it's going to blow, there's a little black button on this side over here that if that were to happen, that would blow out first and all that steam would go out there. Which is why when you set it on your stove, you want it away from you. Farther away from you, the better. You don't want it right here in your face, and if it blows up in your face. It's like when you take the lid off, you turn and take it off, and you lift it up toward you to where any residue steam that's in that pot, and there's going to be steam in the pot. It's just not going to be under pressure, but that steam alone is hot. But when you shield yourself with the lid when you take it off, same as you would if you were using your Instant Pot. When you take that lid off, you take it off away as a shield against your face so you don't burn yourself. That water is hot. Trust me, it's extremely hot at this point. I've got my stove set on 7 or 8 right now. As it gets rocking, you just want a steady rock. You don't want it to like it's going to jig. Well, they call it a jiggle too. It's your jiggler, your rocker, your weight, but you want a steady jiggle, and that'll let you know that it's under the pressure that it should be. In this case, 10 pounds. Now we're starting to get our jiggle now. You can hear that. And that's a good jiggle right there. But if that were to get a little bit faster, then I'd back off my heat a little bit. Sometimes with this stove, I end up going down as low as 4 or 5, and maybe even down to 3 with it, put it on a simmer. Uh, but I've only got one burner on, so we should be good here for a while. Once it gets to rocking, you want to set your timer for 75 minutes, an hour and 15 minutes. And now the wait begins. So we'll see you in 75 minutes. What we'll do from here is we'll let the jiggler stop jiggling. This little piece here will drop down, and once that drops down, we'll take the jiggler off, wait another 10 minutes, and then go in and open our canner and check out our jars, see how they did. Our steam went down, took the jiggler off. It's been over 10 minutes. Let's go for the reveal. Everything's looking good. We'll pull the deer roast out first. Remember, all the deer roast was in the wide mouth jars. We had 4 quarts of it. And then the burgoo, 3 quarts of burgoo. Well, there we have it. 4 quarts of deer roast made from the neck. And then I was able to can 3 quarts of burgoo from Moonlight Barbecue Inn. So we'll let these set for 24 hours. Check the seals to make sure everything's sealed, label them, and take them down to the pantry. So that concludes the cooking and canning of the deer roast. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. It does help the channel out. Okay, y'all take care, and I'll see you on the other end.